This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young on ESPN Radio 94.1.
All right, it's time for the NFL picks for a divisional playoff football weekend. We've got the games covered for you here on ESPN Radio 94.1. As we mentioned earlier, we got the Packers and the Rams. You just heard from the Hall of Famer Jerry Kramer on our Legends of Sports update. That's going to come your way at 4:30 following ODU Rice college basketball here on ESPN Radio 94.1. Then it's the Ravens at the Bills. And tomorrow we got you set 2:30, Browns at Chiefs, 6:40, Bucks at the Saints. Matt Hatfield here with you on 757 Saturday Sports Talk, powered by Larry King Law. Dino Franza, other side of the glass as well. And we welcome in the man who's, 20, 30 wins away from 500. He's just going to have to wait to get him perhaps next season. The head man at Nan's Minerva for basketball. And a talking head. He is the coach, Ed Young. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Matthew, I am glad to keep my winning streak alive in terms of being alive. So that part is good. And in reference to your comment about waiting to allow to get some wins on the floor, unfortunately, as the news came out that Suffolk Public Schools has canceled winter sports, it'll be the first time in, ever in my coaching career since the days of my college undergrad when I started coaching that I would not have a season.
Well, maybe you can go help out one of the coaches in York County or Virginia Beach because they're still in play at the moment. We'll keep our fingers and toes crossed for them and hope nothing happens COVID-related as they try to get their season in the books. And 72 of the 318 member schools have pulled out of winter sports at the moment. Well, good week for you. You nudged me by a game against the spread at 4-2 to my 3-3. But we got to tell you, our man Dino Franza, Ed, has been, hot as a firecracker. He is literally won 6 of his last 7 bow wows, to get to 10-8 on the season. Dino, he's been so hot.
He's hotter than a stolen car, Butch.
I think what happened was he fired his coaching staff and took over on himself, or his prediction staff, and he took over on himself.
Did you hear that, Ed?
What's that?
He's hotter than a stolen car, Butch.
Dino's hotter than a stolen car.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me of Dino in his younger days.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. I don't know who Butch is, by the way. But, hey, give us your bow wow before we go through the go ahead.
It was never proven, as Dino said. It was never proven it was me. So,
all right.
I had a good lawyer.
He must have. Yeah. Hey, it could have been Larry King Law. Anyways, Larry King Law, if you're injured in an accident, call 757-INJURED. He'll get you out of trouble just like he did Dino. We got all 4 games to pick, but first, Dino, give us your dog. People are waiting with bated breath as you try to make it 7-1 in 8 weeks. That's better than all these guys talking on TV claiming that they can call and pay for their picks, and yours are free if they just listen to this show.
Well, this is the dog that I'm going with, and it opened up at 3.5. It's gone down to 3, but I'm sticking with it, and that would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. You're going to have to wait until tomorrow night for that game, but I really like this game, and we'll see what happens. We had one of the games earlier this year where they played, and New Orleans really took care of Tampa Bay, but this time I see it differently. I think Tom Brady, that playoff experience, and it looks like Tampa Bay is starting to play better football right now. The Saints really didn't tear apart the Bears last week, as bad as the Bears' offense was. They should have won by a lot more. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay getting the 3 points on the road tomorrow night in that NFC divisional game.
Well, so much was made of Heineke mania last week for the Washington football team. Taylor Heineke of formerly Old Dominion University. But Tom Brady quietly is got a 14-1 TD-INT ratio the last 5 games, and their offense has been humming, even with a couple of guys banged up here and there. And they didn't catch the ball well from last week. They had some drops. Still had 3-1 passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and that defense is legit, giving up the fewest rushing yards in the league, and we'll see if they can force New Orleans to have to throw to win this game, maybe coming from behind as opposed to spotting the Saints that early lead. So he's going to go against Ronald Curry, former Hampton High great, who's an assistant on the Saints staff there, Ed. And we'll go ahead and pick these straight up now since Dino's taking the Bucks with his dog. That's a 6:40 game tomorrow on Fox, and you can catch it, of course, here on ESPN Radio 94.1. I agree with Dino. I'm going with the Bucks outright upset, 27-24 over the New Orleans Saints tomorrow. And guess what? I think they're going to make it 3rd time's a charm against Sean Payton and the crew, heartbreaking them for what, the third year in a row. Remember, they lost that controversial game 2 years ago, lost in overtime to the Vikings. Another heartbreaker may be coming New Orleans' way.
Well, I'm glad you went first and took Tampa Bay. So now if it's a screw-up, you won't blame me for screwing up Dino's dog pick. I, too, make it a trifecta. I really think Tampa Bay comes back from the disaster the last time they played them. I'm putting a lot on Brady, and I hate doing that in football. I just think in football there's too much going on to put it on one person. You kind of can do that in basketball, but football, no. But I think Brady has it. Tampa Bay's defense is questionable but not horrible. I don't think Breeze comes through on this, but, of course, the Saints have a lot of those good hands people. But I like Tampa Bay, I dare say 30 to 24. Which is a heck of a lot more points they scored the last time they were there.
That's true because they beat them in Tampa 38-3, and New Orleans has won the last 5 meetings. They lead the all-time series 37-21. So we are disrespecting the Saints, and they maybe can shut us up for this picks edition next week. All right, the other game we'll finish up Sunday here. Browns at the Chiefs, 12-5 at KC, 14-2. We saw Cleveland make some history last week, getting that playoff victory. And, of course, KC has a local guy in Derek Nottie of Ocean Lakes High School on that D-line. Chiefs are favored by 10, I think it is. Over-under is 57. What do you like there, Ed?
I'm going Chiefs, though the Browns have gained my respect completely this year. I thought at the beginning of the year a lot of those wins were hollow, so to speak, but the win is a win. But I still say the Chiefs, still my Super Bowl pick, so I can't go against them yet. I think it will be a little bit closer than most expect. But I think Kansas City covers, I dare say, 30-20.
All right, so Ed goes with the well, that's a push, if you will. You're such a
we'll go. I got to tone the line.
31-20,
32-20.
32-20. I'm going to go KC 35-21. Dino, what do you think?
I'll take KC, and I think they will cover. They'll cover the 10 points.
All right, there you go. The games for today, 4:35 on Fox. It's the Rams at the Packers. You can hear it on ESPN Radio 94.1. Green Bay does not have the local guy, Raven Green, out of JMU and First Colonial High, who is hurt, but they do have Aaron Rodgers. And going up against a Rams team that's going to need Cam Akers to run wild on them if they're going to prevail. I guess I'll go first here, Ed. I like the Packers in this game, 27-14. Little neat stat. The Rams have only scored 28-plus once in the last 11 regular season games. I know they did it against Seattle last week with 30, but I don't think they can keep up if this becomes in the 20s or higher. Give me the Packers, 27-14.
You know, I'm going back and forth between this one. I thought the Rams were good at one point, and then I think I picked them a couple of weeks in a row, and they were horrible. And I've gone against them now. There's a team earlier I thought could win a Super Bowl, but it's Aaron Rodgers. He's playing extremely well with a bunch of no-names for the most part. I'm going to stick with Green Bay, but low-scoring game, 24-18.
24-18. By the way, you know, the last game played at this site, 1967, Packers beating the Rams in Milwaukee. That's the last time they played in this site. In the playoffs, that is.
Wow.
Yeah.
They actually played a playoff game in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee is what it says here. How about that? Who do you like?
I tell you what, I love the Rams' defense, but I think their offense is going to have a hard time keeping up with Green Bay. I'll go Packers.
And the Rams were a winner for you last week. And our last one, Ed, you go first. It's an NBC game tonight, 8:15, and you can catch it right here on ESPN Radio 94.1. The Buffalo Bills playing host to the Baltimore Ravens, led by Lamar Jackson and our local guy from Kings Fork High School on defense, Virginia Tech Hokie, Chuck Clark. Ravens a 2.5-point dog. Over-under is 49.5. How do you see it playing out? Best game of the weekend, I think.
Yeah, I think this is going to be good. You know, I like Buffalo. A great year for them. Have done well. But I'm going with the upset. Baltimore is a team at the beginning of the year I thought would face Kansas City for the right to go to the Super Bowl. And I'm going with Baltimore. I got to pick a score. I'm going to go 26-24 Baltimore.
I'm going to go just barely the cover for the Bills, 31-28. I don't trust the Ravens O-line, but I also don't trust the Bills running the ball. I think at home they'll come up with a key play late. This game will remind me of the Raiders-Pats Snow Tuck Bowl game. Brady and the crew. I think the Bills find a way somehow. What do you like, Dino?
I'm going to go with the home team there. I like the Bills, too. I think it should be a really good game. Don't count the Ravens out, but I like the Bills at home.
So we agree on everything except the Ravens-Bills. Ed's going against us with the Ravens. We got the Bills. We'll find out what happens, and we'll talk to you next week. For all the guests, including the coach, Ed Young, Bennett Conlon, Jerry Kramer, Jason Clark. He's Dino. I'm Matt. Enjoy your weekend, Ed. We'll see you probably back here next week, all right?
Good Lord willing.
All right, it's been a presentation right here on your home for sports. You know it's ESPN Radio 94.1.